Hi guys, I hope all is well. So we have an O-level past paper question from the year 2020, the session May-June. This is question 4. We'll be discussing histograms, frequency density, mean, cumulative frequency and the median. Let's start. So I have this question in front of me. It says the table summarizes the time, m hours, that each student in a group, in a year group spend listening to music in one day. Some of the results are shown on the histogram. They've given you a table and they've given you the time in intervals and their frequencies. Okay, you can see the histogram right here. The histogram is plotted against the frequency density and the time. And as you can see, I've shaded the part of the question that is already there in yellow so that it's more prominent. The question says use the histogram to find the value of P. Now, the value of P right here is between the class interval, the time 1.5 to 2. In order to find the value of P, that means you need the frequency. You multiply the class width by the frequency density. So the class width for P is between 1.5 and 2. So that means it's 0.5. 0.5 gets multiplied by the frequency density of that, which is 30. So you multiply this by 30. You get 15. Of course, half multiplied by 30 is going to give you 15. So the value of P is 15. The second part says complete the histogram. Now, in order to complete the histogram, the first thing that we need to do is find the frequency densities for all of these intervals in this table. So let's do that. Let's make a column first. When we make a column on the right, we can list down all the frequency densities in one place. Okay, let's do this. And let's draw the column. I'll try to be as neat as possible. And then the second part, okay, there. And then this. Then this. This is going to take some time, but that's okay since we're solving the question from scratch. I hope though my voice is clearer to you, even though I forgot to put on the mic on my shirt this time. It is present on the table though. Okay, one second. We are almost done. So frequency densities can be calculated by dividing the frequency by the class width. So when we divide 8 by 1, you get 8. When you divide 10 by half, you get 20. When you divide 50, of course, you had 30 in this case. Yeah. And then you divide 14 by half, you get 28. Then you divide 23 by 1, you get 23. When you divide 18 by 1.5, you get 12. And you divide 12 by 2, you get 6. Okay. Now these are the frequency densities. We'll be using them to draw our histogram, to complete the histogram. So, starting from the first one. The first one was where the class interval was 0 to 1, that is done. All the way up till P is done. So, we start from 2 and go to 2.5. We start from 2 and go to 2.5. 1 second. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we draw our thing here. And at the top, you go to 26, 27, and then 28 right there. Okay, excellent. So we draw our line like that. That's the first bar. This is done. Okay, now we do it for this part. 2.5 to 3.5. So 2.5 to 3.5. That means it is going to be right there. And the frequency density is 23. So 21, 20, wait, 1 second. If this is 20, 21, 22, 23. Excellent. Perfect. So you draw it right there. I hope this is visible. The next part is 3.5 to 5. 3.5 to 5. So we draw it here and it is going to be 12. So if this is 10, this is 11 and this is 12. So you draw a line right there and you draw a vertical line there. Okay, and then the last one is for 5 to 7, which is 6. So 5 to 7, okay, that is already marked. 5 is over here, and then 6 is going to be here, I believe. So yes. Okay, so we have this part for the last interval, we have this part for the second last, this part for the third last, and this part for the fourth interval. Okay, so all of them are done. You can check them off our list. So it says complete the histogram. We're done with the histogram. It looks like this. The working is of course going to be present in the description below the video. You can download it if you're not able to see this clearly. Let's move on. The next part says, one second. The next part says, this table summarizes the time C hours that each student in a group of 50 students spent cooking in 1 week. The time is again in intervals and the frequency is given right next to it. The first part says, calculate an estimate of the mean time spent cooking. In order to find the mean, you need to find the middle values of these class intervals so that you can multiply them by the frequencies to get f times t. When you do that, it is better to always draw a column or extend the table a bit. My diagram is not perfect. I'm just trying to make it as quick as possible. Okay, then I'm going to label them as well. This, then this, and then this. You can skip this part of the video if you want, or if you can bear with me speaking, you can wait. Okay, so this is the middle value. Let's call it x. Right here, let's call it x. The middle value is of the class interval, and yeah, so the middle value for the first class interval for the first row is 1. For the second one, it is going to be 3. For the third one, it is going to be 5. For the fourth one, it is going to be 7. And the last one is going to be 9. And the last column that I've drawn is actually frequency multiplied by x. So we can write fx. So 8 times 1 is 8. 16 times 3 is 48. 15 times 5 is 75. 7 times 7 is 49. And the last one gives you 36. To find the mean, you need to add all the fx's and the frequency. When you add all of these values, you get 260. Now I've already done that on a piece of paper so that I can save you time. And when you add all the frequencies, you get 50, which is also mentioned at the start of the question. So when you divide 216 by 50, you get 4.32. which is the mean. So here we go. This part is also done. Let's move on to the last one. Draw the cumulative frequency diagram. Now, in order to draw this diagram, first you need to find the cumulative frequencies of the table that is given to us here. So let's just draw one more column. I'm so sorry that there are so many columns, but it is better to have a column rather than scribbling all over the place. So right there, I'll try to make it short. So yeah, it's better without a scale. It's much quicker. Now I can write CF, which is going to be the cumulative frequency. How do I do that? You add all the frequencies up while going downwards. So 8 is the first one. Second one is going to be 8 plus 16, which gives you 24. Then 24 plus 15, that gives you 39. Then 39 plus 7 gives you, what does it give you? 46. And then 46 plus 4 gives you 50. Excellent. Now, we draw the cumulative frequency curve by using these, the last values like 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 on the x-axis, and we use these values on the y-axis. So for 2, our frequency is 8. So if this is 2 here, our frequency should be somewhere here. For 4, right there, our frequency is 24. So for goes all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Okay. Then 6 is 39. So 6 goes all the way up. Okay. If this is 40, you draw it here. Excellent. Then for 8, you use 46. For 8, you use, okay, this is going up right there. 47, 46. Okay. And then for 10, you go to 50. There you go. Now we have all these points in front of us. I hope these are visible. And we need to draw the cumulative frequency curve. So let's try to do it in blue. Okay. Now, this is the tricky part, but I'll try to draw one single line. Let's start from 0. Goes from there all the way up to there. Looks nice. It's still curvy at some of these points, but I hope this makes sense. This is what the graph is supposed to look like. Okay. Using this, we need to find the median. Now, the median is supposed to be the middle value of the time. So first you need the middle value of the cumulative frequency. Let's do that. The middle value of 50 is 25. So you draw a line at 25. I hope this line is visible. And you connect this horizontal line with, connect this horizontal line with the x-axis right here. This value right here is going to be your median. So the median is 4.1 hours, or you can write it here, 4.1 hours. I hope the question made sense. The working of the question is present in the description below for you to download. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.